Hey ladies, it's Sasha Rosa here, Holistic Woman Wellness Specialist, and I want to talk to you today about fibroids, about estrogen dominance, about what causes fibroids to occur in the body, okay? So if you're watching this video, then more than likely you're dealing with heavy bleeding, more than likely you're dealing with fibroids or a hormonal imbalance or PCOS, or endometriosis or ovarian cysts, okay? Reproductive health issues. And you're gonna see how we look at these issues in the body as separate, but you're going to see how a lot of these are connected, okay? And you're going to see what is the main culprit of a lot of these reproductive health issues occurring in the body, okay? And the main culprit for that is estrogen dominance, okay? So if you have fibroids, if you have heavy bleeding, if you have any issues dealing with the womb, then you have what is called estrogen dominance. And I'm going to break that down today because a lot of women have no clue what estrogen dominance is. And the reason why it's so important for you to know this and know, why it's occurring in the body and also what's going on with your body so you can, embark on your journey of healing fibroids. There's no way you can heal fibroids if you don't know where they come from, if you don't truly understand why they developed in your body. A lot of us, we're told pretty much they just, fibroids just come because they run in your family. And even though there's some truth to that, that's not the full reason for why fibroids, develop in your body, okay? You have to understand that fibroids developing in your body means that there's a bigger issue occurring in the body. There's a breakdown in the body's detoxification process, okay? There's a hormonal imbalances, there's toxins developing in the body. There's a reason why your body developed fibroids, okay? It didn't just come because, your mother had them, okay? You may be more predisposed to fibroids. However, right, it's all about the habits, it's all about our habits, it's all about our diet, it's all about our stress levels, it's all about our lifestyle, This is what determines whether we get fibroids or not, okay? So you have more control over your health than you think. You have more control over your uterine health, okay? And I'm telling you this as someone that's had fibroids not once, but twice, okay? The first time around I had fibroids, they completely disrupted my entire life, okay? It was horrible. Did not know what I know now. Ended up having surgery. This was almost a decade ago. And then ended up developing fibroids again, which happens when you are estrogen dominant. When you develop fibroids and you have not gotten to the root cause of the problem of what developed the fibroids, guess what? They can come back. Or if you just have a full hysterectomy, what can happen is and you haven't dealt with the root cause of what developed the fibroid again, you still have the estrogen dominance. You still have the toxins in your body, even if you don't have the uterus. And this is why a lot of women that have hysterectomies develop other health issues, okay? Other hormonal imbalances, okay? So let's talk about it. Let's talk about estrogen dominance and how this leads to fibroids, okay? So when we're talking about estrogen dominance, this occurs in the body when the body has, when the body has high estrogen in relation to the progesterone, right? So if your estrogen and progesterone is off balance, if, they are imbalanced, then you're dealing with estrogen dominance. So you can even have low estrogen and be estrogen dominant. Let me explain. If you have little to no progesterone, right, and you have estrogen, then that, again, by default, you're going to be estrogen dominant because you need enough progesterone in your body in order to counteract into those effects of estrogen. Progesterone works to keep estrogen intact, right, from going haywire in the body. So then again, you could be perimenopausal or menopausal and still have estrogen dominance. That's why a lot of people that, in their 60s or 70s are still dealing with fibroids. We've been told that, once you've gotten into menopause, the fibroids will shrink, and that's not true. As a woman health wellness specialist, I'm seeing people 50s, 60s, 70s postmenopausal developing fibroids, okay? A lot of people are developing fibroids postmenopausal. Fibroids is literally an epidemic. There are 15-year-olds now developing fibroids. It's getting worse and worse and worse. So we really have to know where this comes from. We have to get a handle on it. And if you are dealing with fibroids, know that there's light at the end of the tunnel. There's healing at the end of the tunnel, but you just have to put in the work, okay? So let's talk about it. Okay, so if our estrogen levels are high in relation to progesterone levels, we're dealing with estrogen dominance. That means there's an imbalance of estrogen occurring in the body, okay? It's a hormonal imbalance. Estrogen dominance is a hormonal imbalance. It's very common, however, it is not normal, right? It's an imbalance occurring in the body that leaves the body susceptible to many health issues, including fibroids, okay? So we're dealing with the progesterone deficiency, right? If your body is not metabolizing estrogen correctly. If your body is dealing with too much estrogen, then by default, again, that means that you're dealing with progesterone deficiency, okay? So never want the estrogen levels to become too high, right? You want the body to be able to produce the right amount of hormone. That's when you know your body is in good health, when it's producing the right amount of hormone, okay? So estrogen and progesterone is designed to work as a seesaw effect in the body, right? Again, progesterone is designed to keep estrogen in check from going haywire in the body. There's supposed to be smooth communication between both of these hormones, these sex hormones, right? So when there's an imbalance, then again, there's so many symptoms and things disrupting the body. And again, you leave your body susceptible to reproductive health issues, such as fibroids. You leave your body susceptible to things like heavy bleeding, to even infertility, and at its worst, breast cancer. This is where breast cancer is an estrogen-dominant cancer, okay? So same thing with uterine cancer, same thing with ovarian cancer, same thing with cervical cancer, okay? Endometrial cancer. So many cancers come about in the body due to estrogen dominance, okay? And these cancer rates are going up, so you need to be concerned about them, okay? So estrogen dominance is very underestimated. Again, we don't talk about it enough, okay? Again, it is a serious issue, and it leads to fibroids occurring in the body, okay? So we are told that the majority, here's the part of the issue, we're told that the majority of the symptoms that are showing you that your body's estrogen dominant, we're trained to think that these symptoms are normal. Okay, I'm going to get into the symptoms of estrogen dominance, okay? And you're going to see that these probably were things that you've been dealing with since you were a teenager. I know that was the case for me. However, can estrogen dominance be reversed? Absolutely, okay? By rebalancing those hormones, okay? So you do not want to underestimate estrogen dominance. You don't want to underestimate a hormonal imbalance. Our hormones, really govern all of our major bodily, functions. So when the hormones are out of balance, we're out of balance. Our physical health is out of balance. Our mental health is out of balance. Our emotional well-being is out of balance. It affects everything from our sleep to our menstrual cycle, to our fertility, to our health, okay? So really, really important that you understand that estrogen dominance, again, is the cause, can create so much havoc and wreak so much havoc in the body, can cause so much, disarray in the body, okay? So if you have any of the following conditions, I'm gonna name a few, the root cause is estrogen dominance. If you have fibroids, you're estrogen dominant. Ovarian cysts, endometriosis, okay, PCOS, allergies. Yes, allergies is due to excess estrogen. And yes, children can have excess estrogen as well. This also occurs when little girls have their period too early, okay? Autoimmune disorders is also the root cause of estrogen dominance, including lupus, arthritis, okay, and so on and so forth. Breast cancer, uterine cancer, ovarian cancer, cervical cancer, endometrial cancer, the root cause is estrogen dominance, okay? Infertility. Most women that are infertile are dealing with hormonal imbalance called estrogen dominance, okay? Also, increased blood clots in the body. So many different, health issues, the root cause is estrogen dominance, because when you are dominant estrogen, again, when you have an imbalance of estrogen occurring in the body, it does a lot of damage, okay? And impacts your health greatly, okay? So it's not a joke. It's not something you want to take lightly. You want to take this seriously. That's why I wanted to do this training, because again, we're not taught this. The doctors have not told us this. And I'm going to tell you, we're going to talk about that a little bit later. Okay, so what are some common signs and symptoms of estrogen dominance? So you can see whether, you have them, somebody you love has estrogen dominance. It's really important for you to know this. Breast tenderness. And yes, that even includes during your menstrual cycle and before your menstrual cycle. You should not be dealing with any menstrual breast tenderness. And you'll see when you heal your body, because I used to deal with breast tenderness as well. When you heal your body, when you're in balance, you're not going to deal with this. Bloating, water retention, okay, fibrocystic breasts. These are signs of estrogen dominance, common signs and symptoms. Decreased libido, okay, yeast infections and BV. If you're not ovulating, okay, regularly, okay. If you're dealing with mood swings, You know, if you're dealing with fibroids, again, that's you're estrogen dominant. PCOS, ovarian cysts, endometriosis, adenomyosis, polyps, any issues dealing with the womb, you're estrogen dominant, okay? If you are dealing with depression and anxiety, this is a hormonal imbalance, again, to access estrogen in the body, okay? Just by helping women reverse estrogen dominance, I've helped them get off depression medication and anxiety medication as well. So your body is fully connected. The mind, body, the womb, everything's connected, okay? Also, if you're dealing with cold hands and feet, you're dealing with estrogen dominance, okay? If you're dealing with thinning hair, like if you comb your hair, you're seeing hair come out in the comb, estrogen dominance, okay? Irregular menstrual cycles, that's a sure sign of estrogen dominance. Like you have 2 cycles in a month, you have continuous bleeding, you have menstrual cycles that are prolonged, lasting more than 4 to 5 days. When your body's imbalanced, your menstrual cycle will not be more than 3 to 4 days. It's not. You know, I know this as working with many, many women, okay? Because if you're bleeding, if you're hemorrhaging every single month, then the body is filled with toxins and the body completely is out of balance. So that's estrogen dominance, okay? So also too, if you're dealing with anything irregular with the menstrual cycle, cramps. Okay, sorry, I'm back. I had a connection issue. Cramps also is estrogen dominance as well. Okay, yes, cramps. Thyroid dysfunction, okay, having a sluggish metabolism, like it's really hard for you to lose weight, okay, these are signs of estrogen dominance. Blood clot, passing clots during your menstrual cycle, insomnia, skin issues, acne, you know, skin rashes, you know, eczema, yes, you know, a lot of this stuff is estrogen dominance. Vaginal dryness, yes, even in menopause, you know, there's one thing about, we're gonna talk about menopause too. Even in menopause, which a lot of times is not really menopause, but we'll talk about that. Yes, vaginal dryness means that there's a hormonal imbalance. Yes, you're estrogen dominant, and you see women, there's women even before they get to menopause dealing with this, okay? Headaches, migraines, infertility, okay? Breast cancer, of course, and all those other cancers, uterine cancer, ovarian cancer, cervical cancer, high blood pressure, okay? Most times you're dealing with estrogen dominance, and insulin resistance. A lot of times, again, you know, because all our hormones are, you know, when one hormone is out of balance, that creates a ricochet effect. So then the insulin, again, can be out of balance as well, okay? So if you have any, there's more, but those are the most common ones, and you see that's a long list, okay? So a lot of these things that have been normalized are, you know, from estrogen dominance, are from a hormonal imbalance. And just imagine if we were to recognize, you know, for example, you know, period issues, cramps, we were to recognize this was a hormonal imbalance, like, when we were teenagers and we were able to reverse this, we would never be dealing with fibroids, we will never be dealing with heavy bleeding, we will never be dealing with half of the things that we've dealt with, okay? And my goal is for the next generation to not deal with as many reproductive health issues as that our generation had to deal with. And that means that, you know, our generation has to do the work in order to teach the young ones. We have to do the work first on ourselves, okay? And that's where I come in to help, okay? So you're probably wondering, why hasn't my doctor taught me about estrogen dominance, okay? And let me tell you something. Doctors are not properly trained on menstrual health or the reproductive system. And I'm gonna tell you, you're probably like, wait, they're doctors, they should know everything, right? No, they're not taught properly about how the reproductive system works, how the menstrual system works, how your menstrual health works. They don't dig deep enough, right? You know, they're not taught this stuff. And that's why they prescribe birth control for every menstrual issue, for every reproductive health issue. They just prescribe birth control, which makes the situation worse because you're flooding your body with synthetic hormones. They just prescribe surgery, which is not getting to the root cause of the problem. They prescribe pills and surgery. That's pretty much it. They're not in the business of healing you. They're not in the business of rebalancing your hormones. They're in the business of just treating the issue so you can find some temporary relief, but you're never gonna get to the root cause of the problem. That's the issue, okay? So, you know, this makes the situation ultimately worse later on. So it's really important to, on the front end, tackle this and again, get to the root cause of the problem. When you have fibroids, your question should be, why are these fibroids develop in my body? It shouldn't be, what can I do to take out this fibroids? Because again, this is why people could have continuous surgeries, like, you know, 3-4 myomectomies, because again, they're not getting to the root cause of the issue. Surgery is not getting to the root cause of the issue. A myomectomy is not getting to the root cause of the issue. right? It actually can make matters worse, but that's a whole nother topic, right? So you have to find out what caused fibroids to develop in the body. You know, you have to address the hormone imbalance, estrogen dominance. You have to address that. You have to address, you know, your fibroids. You have to address what caused them, the toxins in your body, right? You know, if you have fibroids, you're dealing with cellular dehydration. You're dealing with mineral deficiencies, right? You're dealing with accumulation of toxins in the body, stagnant lymphatic system, right? You need to cleanse the body out and not just do one detox. No, it takes a lot more than that, right? So you have a lot of work to do when you're dealing with fibroids in order to get rid of them. It's not just, you know, have surgery, because guess what? They come back real quick, especially if you're a Black woman, right? And we're going to talk about that too. So doctors are prescribed to diagnose and prescribe and do surgery. They're not diagnosed to find the root cause, to heal the problem from the root and prevent you from getting the problem again. They're not trained to do that. That's why it's so important to, you know, embrace more so of a holistic way, you know, more of a natural way of healing. I'm not saying that you can't go to the doctor, but you want to also too be doing targeted and strategic, you know, holistic methods in order to make sure that you are optimizing the health of your body. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so you cannot just look for your doctor for answers. If you have, you're gonna be stuck, and that's probably, you're watching this, you probably are stuck. I did that for years, and I was stuck, you know, looking at my doctor to heal me and solve the problem. They're not trained to do that, right? They're just trying to treat you for the moment until you come back again, because you will be back again, and that's the business of medicine. Okay, welcome to the business of medicine. So especially if you're watching this and you're a Black woman and you've been down this road with doctors and you haven't found healing, it's time to welcome a holistic approach. Okay, you've already tried that way, it has not worked. It's time to welcome a more holistic approach. Okay, and actually, again, you deserve real healing. You don't deserve just these temporary solutions that never get to the root cause of the problem. You deserve to really be healed. You deserve a fibroid-free and cyst-free womb. You deserve a womb, you know, with healthy menstrual cycles that's not gonna disrupt your everyday life. Okay, so I really want you to really know that, and to trust in that, to trust that your body's healing capabilities, right? You have to trust that. In order for your body to heal, you have to really trust that your body can heal. Okay, so let's go on to talk a little bit about fibroids. Okay, because most people that follow me, the fibroids is what they want to learn about, what they want to learn to heal, what they want to heal, what they're going through. Okay, so a lot of women don't know about fibroids, right? Some women, they haven't really heard much about fibroids until they get them. Doctors tell them, look, you have fibroids. Happened to me. I didn't really know much about fibroids, right? So that's why I really try to educate. You need to know what these tumors are in your body. In order for you to heal them, in order for you to shrink them and dissolve them, you need to know what they are, okay, and why they came in your body. So studies show about 70% of women all over the world will get fibroids before the age of 50. If you are a Black woman watching this, that number jumps up to 80 to 90%. So you're 80, more than likely you're gonna get fibroids before the age of 50 if you do not, again, make changes, make lifestyle changes, okay? So this is really important. Black women also develop fibroids at earlier ages. There's 15-year-olds I'm hearing developing fibroids, which is scary. They also develop fibroids at earlier ages. Black women also develop bigger and more aggressive fibroids that cause the most issues, okay? Black women are also 2.4 times likely to have a hysterectomy and 6.8 times more likely to have a myomectomy, which is the removal of the fibroid, which again does not get to the root cause of the problem, okay? So what are fibroids? This is an accumulation of toxins in the body, of stagnant lymphatic fluids in the body that have formed into tumors, okay? They're typically non-cancerous, and they grow inside the uterus or outside the uterus, okay? So they are formed in the body due to a malfunctioning of your body's detoxification processes, okay? There's a malfunction in your body's detoxification process, right? That's why your body, there's something that's clogged up in the body. There's stagnant fluid and in the body. There's stagnation, in the body. That's why these fibroids develop. It's not your body, your blood, the lymph fluid is not circulating the way it's supposed to, okay? So, of course, we want to shrink these things and get rid of them because they don't belong in your body. These do not settle for a womb full of fibroids, even one fibroid. Do not settle for that. You're better than that, okay? Do not settle for that. You deserve better than that. I'm telling you right now, okay? They don't belong in your womb, and we need to get them out. But you want to do that the natural way. We don't want to cut into our lymph vessels in order to get this stuff out, right? We don't want to cut into our uterus in order to get this out. We want to do it the natural way, right? So fibroids can wreak havoc in the body. You know, they can grow very big in size. They grow pretty fast a lot of times when you are continuously doing things that trigger the growth of the fibroids. Okay, so I've heard so many stories because of what I do. I'm a holistic wound wellness specialist of women, you know, having fibroids the size of a watermelon. It's pretty scary. So some symptoms of fibroids, everybody's different. Some people don't have any symptoms, but some symptoms include constipation, heavy bleeding, bloating, anemia, which deteriorates the body, pain in the pelvic area, or even in the lower back area, depending on the location of the fibroid. Painful cramps, okay? Prolonged menstrual cycles that are longer than 4 to 5 days. Passing clots during your period. Irregular menstrual cycles. You know, some women have continuous menstrual cycles where they're bleeding for months on end. Yes, every single day. Infertility. You can cause infertility depending on the location and the size. Pain during sex. Frequent urination, especially if the fibroid grows big enough to press on the bladder. And much, much more. Much more. And again, your fibroid, when they grow big, they press on different organs, right? And also make your uterus enlarged, which is, again, we don't want to have. It's dangerous, right? Ultimately, especially when it grows really big. So if you may have fibroids and be asymptomatic. A lot of women start off as, when they have smaller fibroids, as being asymptomatic, and then as they grow, they feel symptoms. That happened to me, and I've heard that many times. Hey, I didn't have symptoms at first, but now I do, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. That's why you want to address your fibroids. As soon as you find out you have them, even some women may even honestly do preventative methods in order to not ensure they never get them. I think everybody, because they're so common, you know, especially among Black women, should be doing, whether they have fibroids or not, should be trying to prevent them from occurring since they're so common, okay? So fibroids, again, you may have one symptom, you may have no symptoms, you may have every single symptom. Everybody's different, depending on the location, the size, you know, all that stuff. So I really want to invite you to, if you are dealing with fibroids, if you're dealing with, you know, endometriosis, if you're dealing with cysts, if you're dealing with, you know, all these reproductive health issues, you do not want to continuously go through life with these issues. You don't. These issues are very disruptive to can be very disruptive to your everyday life, right? Especially when it gets out of hand, as it gets bigger, as time goes on. These issues are also disruptive to the body. When you have fibroids, the body is literally deteriorating, right? Because you never, and this is how, when you have these tumors, when you have this buildup of toxins, right? Because you have a buildup of toxins if you have fibroids, then what does that mean for the entire health of your body, right? We're dealing with a sluggish liver, because if you have fibroids, you have a sluggish liver, okay? We're dealing with the colon, more than likely that's gonna be backed up. Gut health, that's not the best, right? These are bodies susceptible to more health issues. It's very rare that women have fibroids and just fibroids. Usually they come along with other health issues as well. Probably not even related to the womb, but just other health issues, okay? And even if they don't at first, they start to, because as the longer you have fibroids, the more your body is deteriorating, okay? So I want you to today, address and tackle your fibroids, address your heavy bleeding, your endometriosis, your PCOS, whatever health condition you have, you deserve that. You owe that to you. You owe that to you. You owe that to you, and you owe that to the next lineage, your lineage, okay? The women coming after you, your daughters, your daughters' daughters, all the women coming after you. You owe that to them. If you're listening to this information, you were chosen as the one to heal yourself, in order for your next lineage again to be healed, right? Because it takes one person to do the work, and you can pass it down to your daughter, help her do the work, and then she helps her daughter in order to get rid of the fibroid curse, okay, that's plaguing Black women. It takes one person in each family to do the work. So that person is you. If you're watching this, you've been chosen, okay? This is not a coincidence. You've been chosen by whatever higher power you believe in to do the work. So you need to take that seriously. So now, if you're interested in learning about and how to get rid of your fibroids, right? If you're like, look, how do I do this? Because it's not just the 1-2 step. It does take a full lifestyle transformation. It takes a lot of strategic, holistic steps that's structured. It's not something I could just tell you in, a few sentences, a few paragraphs. It's something, again, that we have to do in-depth detoxification, in-depth. It's an in-depth training, right? So when we talk about getting rid of tumors in the body, it's not that easy. I don't care what anybody says. And that's why so many women are dealing with them, okay? So I have an entire course bundle on fibroids, on my 12-step process on how to shrink your fibroids, okay? Full bundle course. And this bundle comes with the 12 steps on how to shrink your fibroids, okay? Where I go very in-depth about how to get rid of fibroids. You get a full training on that. You also get a bonus step included, okay? You also get a how to reverse anemia training, okay, which is needed for most women that have fibroids. They have anemia, which again, you want to heal. You also get how to eliminate heavy menstrual cycles training in this full bundle, because most women that have fibroids have heavy bleeding, okay, heavy menstrual cycles. You also get a PDF on what foods you want to avoid during your period, okay, in order to regulate your menstrual cycles, okay. You also get a fibroid-free meal plan, and also a fibroid-free grocery shopping list with this bundle, okay? And you also get trainings on how to cleanse your lymphatic system, which is super important when you have fibroids, because if you have fibroids or any type of reproductive health issue or any health issue, then, the lymphatic system is congested. And remember, the lymphatic system is also a central part of the immune system. So you need the lymphatic system to be able to work properly, right? So I teach you how to cleanse that. I teach you about also how to detoxify your liver, so we're no longer dealing with a sluggish liver, and much more, okay? And you get that all for the price of one course, okay? So it's absolutely amazing. This is absolutely a steal. This is for women who they're ready to embark on a journey of shrinking their fibroids. They're ready to start taking steps today and stop taking steps to promote the growth of fibroids. They're ready to take steps to act, because if you are not shrinking your fibroids, then they're growing. You're promoting the growth of them. You're doing things to trigger the fibroid growth. Okay, so you need to know exactly what's triggering the growth of the fibroids. You need to know, how can I start the process, and also on not just shrinking the fibroids, eliminating the fibroids. And this is my new and improved, full bundle 12 steps on how to shrink your fibroids course. It used to just be my 12 steps on how to shrink your fibroids course, but I've added so many trainings in here because I really want you. The first course, by the way, has done amazing, and has many testimonials. It's a self-study course. However, I wanted to add more to it and even improve it even more, add more details, more steps, more examples. It is an amazing course, okay? And you're gonna see why it's not just a 1-2 easy step, like why it's this. I needed to make this a full course, a full training, right? With many things that come along with it. You get meal plan, you get also grocery shopping list, because again, it's a full change, okay? So you get that for all of the price of one course. So if you're suffering from fibroids, you will greatly benefit from this course. Also, if you're suffering from ovarian cysts as well, people have told me that they had ovarian cysts and they've taken this course and seen tremendous results. If you're suffering from blocked tubes, something I too suffered from along with fibroids, this will greatly help you unblock your tubes, unblock your fallopian tubes, and free your fallopian tubes, right? If you're suffering from endometriosis, PCOS, okay, any type of hormonal imbalances, any issues with the womb, this will greatly benefit you. Also, heavy bleeding as well. So if you are a woman that wants to prevent fibroids from occurring, even because again, they're so prevalent, maybe you don't have them, but you want to prevent them, then this course will greatly benefit you, okay? If you've had surgery for fibroids and you do not want them to come back, because guess what? For most women, they come back, okay? If you, again, continue to live a lifestyle that's contributing to the growth of the fibroids, then you need this course, because if you've had fibroids before and your body is predisposed to fibroids, you need to know exactly what you should be doing to prevent them from coming back, because you don't want it to happen. This happened to me, and it's like when you have surgery and then you get fibroids again, it's horrible, okay? So again, I want you to win. I want you to rid your uterus of these fibroid tumors. You deserve that. You owe that to yourself, okay? And again, you owe that to the lineage of women coming after you, okay? So again, we're experiencing a fibroid epidemic. Things need to change. Things need to change, okay? And that's why I wanted to make this full bundle for you. Okay, so this is going to help you not just get rid of fibroids, but also get rid of fibroid tumors. And when it comes to, not just get rid of fibroids, get rid of fibroid symptoms. And yes, it takes time for actual tumors in the body to shrink and for you to get rid of them, right? But if you follow these steps religiously and you're consistent every single day, you are going to shrink and eliminate and dissolve those fibroids. Guaranteed, if you follow the steps and you're absolutely consistent, okay? Also, too, the great thing about this, if you're going through fibroid symptoms, what happens is once you follow these steps within 30 days, you're going to see a drastic, significant, you're going to see a huge difference in the fibroid symptoms, okay? Huge difference. I get so many testimonials of people that said, like, my symptoms are pretty much gone within 30 days if you're consistent, okay? So definitely get this course if you're dealing with fibroids. You need it, okay? It's called my 12 Steps on How to Shrink Your Fibroids Full Bundle Course. I have it linked below, okay? So I want to see you win. I want to see you fibroid free. And if you have any questions about the course, go ahead and email me at sasharosa@majestichealthservices.com. Again, that's sasharosa@majestichealthservices.com. Okay, so email me if you have any questions about the course or any of my other services. All right, I love you, ladies. I want to see, you healed. I want to see your womb healed. And I'm trying to save one womb at a time, okay? All right, have a good one. Bye.